Yo guys, what's going on? It's Burt Crown coming in with a tuner patch, however you want to refer to it as. EA's dropping a tuner today. They dropped it at 12 p.m., so lunchtime, Eastern time. And what did that patch bring and what kind of players will it affect? I'm going to go over it. I'm going to read over the little tuner notes, and then I'm going to show you the players in the auction house that it could potentially affect depending on what you think of these abilities or how you use them. So let's dive into it. I hope you do enjoy it. If you do, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that sub button down below, guys, so you don't miss anything in the future. But in the comment section, leave your thoughts on this tuner, and if you think it's the most important thing that we needed to get after. Because any tuner is a good tuner, guys, but there are some things, and we can talk about them after, what I think they should go after more than the issues they fixed here today. But let's get into it. So you're going to see it right here, okay? And the tuner is coming out April 25th, which is today, at 12 p.m., lunchtime. And what it's going to bring is the developers are giving us feedback. And here's the feedback. We are improving light work and extra padding X factors to encourage their use when using smaller goalies. So again, they're still trying to figure out the smaller goalies, which I'm going to be doing some goal clips here coming up. They'll probably be out Saturday. A goal clip video will be out Saturday or Sunday. And you're going to notice what happens to small goalies still in this game. So trying to make goalies better, smaller goalies better, is not a bad thing because that might pull people away from the bigger goalies. But without making bigger goalies worse, which I don't think we can do that, how are you going to make smaller goalies better, right? So it's just a thing. Small goalies are a thing in this game. We know that. You can 5'6" goalies will never cover that crossbar and the butterfly. They don't even cover it standing up half the time. So it's going to be hard to fix that. But trying to improve small goalies. Increasing extra padding and light work zone abilities. Buff for small goalies by 40%. Now, what is a small goalie? What do they dictate as a small goalie? They don't leave that in here. They don't say, hey, anybody under 6 foot gets this buff. Anybody under 6'3" gets this buff. Because in my opinion, any goalie under 6'4" should be considered a small goalie and get the buff. But I would like to know what they consider a small goalie. Increasing extra padding and light work superstar gives it a buff of 15%. If you don't know, zone ability is your gold ability and superstar ability is your silver ability. So the gold, light work, and padding get a 40% buff, and the silver, light work, and padding get a 15% buff. Also with that, we are balancing how much stamina damage is delivered from big hits and boosting truculence and shrug it off to create more incentive to equip these X factors. So what's that sound like to me is they're trying to bring Shrug It Off and Truculence as an impact in this game, and Truculence just hasn't been it this year. I know a lot of people use it and a lot of people run hits, but like poke checking is really good for me so I don't hit a lot, and half the time when you do throw a hit, truculence or no truculence, the player you're hitting just bounces off of you. So I don't run a hitting or a physical ability, because this year it feels like players slide off super easy, so there's no point in me running that. If you like truculence, leave that in the comment section down below, but let's see what they're doing to truculence and shrug it off. Reduced non-truculence hits to deliver a max of 35% stamina damage on biggest hits. So if you get a massive hit, you get stamina damage, but they're reducing that down, so that's good, because stamina in this game, we all know that stamina is hard, and it really impacts the gameplay a lot. Increasing truculence zone ability to deliver 75% extra stamina on big hits. This one's going to be tough, because this one's making it so if you don't have Shrug It Off, your player's stamina is going to be cooked. They're going to be done. If you take a big hit from a guy with truculence, you're done. So this might make truculence more beneficial, because if you can run around and get a good couple of hits right at the start of a game with truculence, and you drop down one or two of their line stamina way off, they're off kilter for the rest of that period, and that is really going to hurt them and impact them. So this one's pretty big, and again, the zone ability is gold. Superstar is 35%. So they're bringing how much stamina it takes away from the player up. And that is huge, because stamina, like I said earlier, is a really bad thing in this game. Like the stamina, when your player drains out, you are done with that player. You got to send him to the bench or you're giving up a goal. And now increasing Shrug It Off zone ability. Zone ability is the gold one. Will reduce the stamina incoming from hits by 75%. So what this looks like is if a player hits you with truculence and you have Shrug It Off, they're going to balance each other out, and you're going to deal normal damage. You're not going to get any extra stamina damage taken away from you. So again, if you've noticed people running a lot of truculence because of this, you might have to start running Shrug It Off, and you might have to give up on your Schneip or your 1T or your Make It Snappy, which are tough because those are really good this year. And then the Superstar ability, which is the Silver, does 30%. So not as much as the Truculence. I don't know if that's a typo or if they meant to do that, but if you have Silver Shrug It Off, you're still going to get 5% damage dealt bonus by somebody with Silver Truculence. So I think Gold Truculence might be beneficial to have, and we're going to go look at them and see what kind of players are affected by this. Now, we'll take a second just to address maybe a comment or two, as long as, you know, the language isn't terrible or that negative, really. Sometimes people overreact to changes, but let's see what we got here. So we got, whoa, I can honestly say I didn't see this coming, especially so late in the cycle. Fair enough, fair enough. This late in the year, patches, tuners, you wouldn't really see it coming, but hey, they're still paying attention to the game, they're still fixing things, and I will talk here soon about the things that I think we should be addressing quickly because they're impacting this game way too much. What counts as a small goalie? Exactly, same question. Everyone has the same question. What does count as a small goalie? Might as well reduce a few inches for a massive boost. Depends, right? What is a small goalie? This guy asked the same question, and we're all wondering. LOL, the last thing you want to do is buff Truculence. Are you mad? See, I don't get this one. I said this earlier. I don't feel like Truculence is a huge boost because, like, sometimes hits don't register, people slide off, and, like, you could get a big Truculence hit, but the player bounces off of you and they take no damage. So I don't really get this where he doesn't think Truculence needs a boost. I think hitting could be a little bit better in this game when you're getting a physics standpoint. When you're getting a bigger player hitting a smaller player, like today, Matt Sundin had a square up hit on Nathan MacKinnon against the boards, and Nathan MacKinnon didn't do nothing. He just went about his business like it was nothing, kept skating with the puck, didn't even lose the puck. So I think hitting needs definitely a bonus when you got a bigger player hitting a smaller player. 6'5" Matt Sundin against 6 foot or 6'1" Nathan MacKinnon up against the boards, like that knocks him over every time. This and Shrug It Off changes with only encourages more goon build metas. It doesn't really encourage goon build metas. Yes, you'll notice more people running Truculence with this, but they're boosting Truculence, but they're also boosting Shrug It Off. So it's like you can run Truculence, but we're giving you an option to counter it. So this is actually well put together. He touches on everything, and I don't mind this comment. Don't be sad. This is just how it works out sometimes. Patches, man. Patches, tuners, it is what it is. And then we'll take 1 second just to touch on this one. This is a horrible change. Why would you buff Truculence? Nobody was asking for this. You can already zap a majority of the players' energy. So true that nobody was asking for this, and true, you can already crush people's energy, so why? But nobody's using Truculence because of how much endurance gets taken off of you, and nobody uses Shrug It Off, really. So they're just trying to get people using different abilities. That's why they did this. But let's go look at some players. So let's go talk about what I think they need to work on in this game, and let's talk about the players that this is going to impact. So while I'm looking at the players that this is going to impact, players that you could target if you wanted, we're also going to talk about the Michigan. I think one massive change that needs to come with this game with the Michigan is only players with gold skilled up, not silver skilled up, gold skilled up. Only players with gold skilled up, in my opinion, should be able to do the total control Michigan. I don't think you should incorporate this into skill stick. If you can do a Michigan with a skill stick, do it with any player. More power to you. Congratulations, that's extremely hard to do. But I think when it comes to total control, and I think it comes to the Michigan or any one button deke, if you want to do it that way, skilled up should be required to do the Michigan. Too many people are taking too many terrible cards behind the net, throwing Michigan every 35 seconds, and this is really killing people's moods in the game. I get feedback about this all the time where people do not want to play online because all it is people skating behind the net with 76 overall players and hammering Michigans, and they're going in because your defense doesn't stop it. I really feel like that needs to be addressed. And the easiest way, in my opinion, is to make it so no Michigan can be done. If you try to do the Michigan without skilled up, without gold skilled up, it just slides off your stick, goes off into the corner, like doesn't stay with you, it goes away. Like that's the easiest way, I think, of doing it. Now, when it comes to Shrug It Off, players that will be getting the boost from this are right here in front of you: Sullivan, Robertson, Carpenter, DeBrincat, Ferrero. kind of your smaller type players. You know, Larmer, Brat's quick, so not bad. Marner. There's a lot of players getting this, and if you get hit by truculence, these players will bail you out. Daniel Briere. Now, on the other side of that, the players with truculence that'll be coming at you. You know, you got Dakota Joshua, new card, Keandre Miller, Jacob Trouba, Paul Bissonnette, Claude Lemieux, Hathaway, Allison, Gordie Howe, Ryan Reeves. Your big tough goons, right? Bob Probert. Great cards like Brady Tkachuk. Great player to use. The new Bob Probert, the 95. Again, great cards to use, great cards to chase. Keandre Miller's card, he's tall. He's a huge defenseman, and getting this truculence boost to him could help if you play people that don't use Shrug It Off. Just drain their energy. You spend the first half of your period draining their energy, the second half of the period getting your goals. Now, as for the goalies, right now we don't have many goalies with extra padding, but the ones on the auction house, there they are. And they're 5'9" and 6 foot. So Mike Vernon being 5'9", does he get it? And 6 foot doesn't? That's what we'd like to know. And then who has light work? There is a ton of goalies with light work that, again, raises the question, what Marty Turco's a small goalie, but Thatcher Demko's not. So what goalie gets the boost? Any goalie with light work? Like 6'4", Demko gets the same boost as 5'9", I think Marty Turco is. How big's Turco? 5'11". Like, do they get the same boost? That's something we need clarity on, and I think they could have just added that in there to make that. But everyone's left wondering what gets you that boost as a smaller player with light work. Thank you guys for watching this video. Again, leave in the comments down below what your thoughts are on fixing the Total Control Michigan by using only skilled up players, because I think those are the players that have done it in real life, so those are the only players that should be able to do it in the game. And then what are your thoughts on this tuner? Is it good? Is it bad? I don't mind it. They're trying to get people using different abilities. They're making changes, which I'm always for changes, good or bad. I'm always for changes. I'm always for tweaking and them trying to figure out what works the best. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. Till next time, ciao ciao.